I. Yes, it is. It is I. Welcome back to Kendra's Corner. Another great episode. We have Lance. He finally made it back, and I'm so happy that he's back and he's better. He's out there working hard. He was actually in Aruba for the last 3 weeks. And I said, go ahead, man. He's coming back. He's glowing and everything else in that manner. And I'm just so happy to see him back. And guess what? We about to bring him to the stage. Another great episode of Kendra's Corner. And what we're going to do, because he did miss 3 weeks worth of questions, we're going to see how many questions that we can get in within this 30, 40-minute podcast episode of Kendra's Corner. And again, for the new ones, because I thank all 30,000 of y'all who are tuning in, showing up, and everything else in that manner. So, for the ones who don't know about my podcast, this podcast is dedicated to the random questions that I think about on a daily. You know, a lot of them get real deep, a lot of them are silly and everything else like that. And I really appreciate Lance for, when I first started sending out these questions to just individual people, Lance has been the only one, not the only one, I would say one of maybe two people who are still riding with me with these random questions. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring them to the stage.
All right,
Hello,
all right.
hello.
By the way, I love your hair wrap. I really love that. By the way,
Thank you. I had to listen, y'all. Oh, side note, I've been combing out my I call them dreads. Some people call them locks. I've been combing them out all week. Right now, I currently look like one of those bad kids in my school. Who come to school with their hair looking like Don King. And I said, you know what? Let me go to my drawer real quick. Cause look, the party don't stop. I'm still gonna sit here and do these random polls, even if my hair is looking like the blow dryer got into a fight with the comb and I got mollywopped in the street by 3, 4 different people. Okay. It's looking it's looking like you just had the best sex of your life, but even bad sex with hair, it still looks like more tame than what my hair looks like, right? So
I mean,
yeah.
I would have just said like, I mean, if you would have just wore it like a style, like, I mean, that's would have been perfect. Because if
So
I was seeing
so
you on the streets like that, I would think that's just a style. I wouldn't think that
you
you're
are
trying to cover up
funny.
something.
You are
I'm just saying, like, honestly, it would
so
be
I'm gonna
better if you just
wait,
like you're like
Lance.
just have it as a style.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure to send you some videos of how the hair journey is coming. So far I got like 5 dreads I need to comb out, and then I'll get like wicks, which are thicker dreads.
I know you're talking about.
Come in May. So but I just it was time. It was time. So, but how has it been going for you? Right before we jump into these questions, how's it been going for you?
Well, as you see, I work at Ashy Ass Furniture, and it really been doing it to me. So this video is not sponsored, by the way. I'm just saying. It's just that they if you got Ashley furniture in your house right now, just be grateful that it got to your house, because employees and workers have to go through HELL to get that to your house. Okay, I'm just telling you that. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Okay.
But
Hey.
I'm grateful I have a job. I'm grateful for the pay. I'm grateful for it. So I'm not completely dissing my job. We all have something that we like and dislike. But
Of
yeah,
course, you're part owner of Ashley. Anyway,
yeah,
so
of course, of course.
that's it. That's it. All right, so let's go ahead. Again, guys, these are Lance his answers to the random post. Let's go ahead and start with question 1, which is why is it that a man will holler at a woman if she's dressed half naked? Then when they get together, he no longer wants her dressed like that.
That is a very solid answer. I'm going to give you 2 examples. Okay, it's just like you going to a car lot. You going straight to the cars that have for sale signs on them. But when you buy that car and get it off the lot, you want to take the for sale sign off. Or another example, since you're a woman, I'm not saying this is you per se. I'm just if I say you, I'm saying the average woman. I'm talking to the average woman out there, because I don't know how many thousands of views we have on this channel or whatever right now, but I know, right? So this is the thing. It's just like how a lot of women They love to chase the pimps that got a lot of women. They love to chase the Chris Browns. I be fucking women every day. But when y'all get with that man, y'all expect that man to stop fucking these women and only be loyal to you. That is the only that's the clearest answer I can give you. Is that particular example. It's the same example, the same thing. Once you buy something, you want it to change. So because you want the for sale sign taken off, technically.
Yeah.
And I just want to say humanly, and I know the world may disagree with this, but this is how a man actually sees logic. Okay. Usually when a woman likes to show cleavage, that is just a form, is a mating call. It's a mating call to get attention from the opposite sex.
How much cleavage are we talking? Like, cause I'll show some cleavage, and it's like out like 2 inches on a good day, maybe 3 if I'm feeling if I'm like, hey, maybe 3, 2.5.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
push
just like this, right? The Hooters, their uniform for the servers is designed, their cleavage is designed to get big tips. So we know that a lot of times when women show cleavage, certain clothing is designed to draw attention from the opposite sex. It's just how clothes are designed these days.
Yeah.
And did they have a part two to this question, or that's it?
That was it.
Okay,
That
okay,
was
cool,
it.
cool.
That was it. Okay, well, thank you. I still think it's crazy how men, they see for a fact that you're dressed a certain way and they still want to like be with you. Like, sir, come on. It's dumb.
True,
Number
true.
two, when asked about your wants and needs in a significant other, how were you able to decipher between the two? Because often the things that we think we need is really a want.
That's a good question. That's a good question because, oh my gosh, because right now, like in my life, okay, I'm gonna say this from a personal perspective, on a deep personal perspective, okay. So I can be wrong in your eyes, I can be wrong in the viewers' eyes, but this is me as a personal young black man in this country, okay. Me, all of the things I need from a woman is a want. Because, okay, so let me ask you something, Kyndra, just from your perspective. What do you think is a need for a man?
Ooh, he needs his woman to shut the f up, give him head daily, be his peace. He needs for her to stop, not being combative. Okay, he needs for her to pray over his well-being.
Okay, so you're talking about if I get into like a real serious relationship, or are you talking about a single man? I mean, what are you
Oh,
talking about?
I thought
Like,
you were talking about a real serious relationship. That like I
I,
think
I,
that's
I
something
thought
that
you
a
was
lot of
talking about what I thought you was talking about when asked about your wants and needs and significant other. But okay, so the
yeah,
thing is,
serious
right? I'm not
relationship.
I'm not in a serious relationship right now. So I'm saying this from my perspective. So I thought you was talking about what are my needs and wants in a woman. That what you mean?
Yeah, no. Like in okay, when you think about the relationships that you've had in the past, okay? And
Okay, okay,
yeah, that's it. Think about
okay,
the relationships you had in the past and like what you were hoping, what you wanted at the time, and then as you got older, you were like, "Yo, I don't want that. This is what I need."
okay, okay. So that means technically, what is my point of dating you?
Uh
That what you mean?
no, not really. Okay, so basically, okay, so I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you my answers so it can lead you on the path. So what if I remember
Okay.
correctly, what I had wanted at the time was a hood dude. I wanted this guy's a hood dude who had a nice body. I had said that his penis had to be the same size as a Lysol can, right? I wanted him to have a whole bunch of money. I want him to have a whole bunch of money. I want him to be really great at sex, like excellent, like, like what just have me shiver me timbers, right? I wanted him to have yeah, like roughneck type of guy. But then once I
Okay,
realized
okay,
my need is I need a man. Oh, and then he has to believe in, has to believe in God and has to like pray for me, like daily. We gotta go to church together. Yes, it's a street dude because they be in church. That look, keeping the church building paid for
Hmm.
and everything, right?
Yeah.
But the need is I need a man who's gonna love me unconditionally and not walk away. A man who's not going to throw my any of my struggles in my face. I need a man who ultimately, like I say, really has a real strong relationship with Christ. And he not only can walk the talk the talk, but he can walk it as well. Because a lot of folks don't know how to do that, right? So that's what I mean. Like that's just from what I remember.
Okay. Well, that's a good question. Because I'm going back in my previous, I'm trying to memorize all the women I've dated and the things that I didn't want and I needed. So all I want you to do, like, and I aggravate you about this a lot in the messages.
Yeah.
The only thing I want from any woman, really need, like, from any woman, is treat me the same way y'all treated y'all shitty exes in the past. And that's all I want. That's all I
You
want.
do say that a lot, though. You do say
I
that a
said it a
lot.
lot because I don't want you to see, because every woman has this story on the first date talking about, I love my exes, I did this for him, I stayed there no matter between the worst times in the world, I stayed for him, but he cheated on me. And okay, will you do the same for me? I mean, you're obviously bringing it up on the date. I mean, so that's the first thing you remind me that you done for another man. Okay, so were you down for me? That's all I want, because I've done been through some things where women told me all this they done for their trashy exes, and I treated them better than their trashy exes, and I never got the same treatment, and that's something I'm just tired of at this point of my life. So it's like, just treat me the same way you treat your shitty exes, and then we'll be good. That's all
So
I'm asking for.
let me ask you. So part with that follow up with that question, how can you decipher between your wants and needs? Because a lot of times they seem they're identical.
Okay, well, if you think of it, that isn't this the reason why I'm taking you on a date in the first place? Isn't this the reason why I like you in the first place? Because if you wasn't that innocent little feminine girl that you said you was, I mean, do you think that if you didn't have that, I mean, there'll be no point of dating you? Because the reason why a man dates a woman is because of what? Sex, peace, and love. I mean, a sex, peace, and food, I think, something like that, right? I mean, all I'm saying is that, okay, just like I said at the beginning of this question, what is the point of a man dating a woman? What does he want? What does a man want? Want the feminine energy, right?
Yes.
So I'm guessing, because it's okay. The question is still hard to answer because
And I know that that's something that you really, and I think honestly, Lance, this should be a question that when you are serious, like you're getting back out there dating, keep this question and really
mhm,
think, because it took me years to really figure out what the
it
heck do
is.
I really actually need. Because I dated my one, and guess where that led me? Uh, almost in the I'm almost on Rice Street in Fulton County Jail, baby. Because baby, I was gonna run him over. Okay, number
One more last
three.
thing before we go on to the next one. One more last thing I want to say. Well, if you can, if I can say this, right? I
Mhm.
don't want the wants of the average man. I don't want just a bad bitch. That's something I don't want. That's a want that most men want. I can only talk about the average. The average man wants a bad bitch, right? That they want a sexy red. They want this materialistic fleshy shit. But a need is like
Well, when
if
you
you if
say average, what age range are we talking? Because if you
well, I'm
like, we
talking about
talking like
our
30,
age range,
30
our
and up
generation,
club. Say it again.
our generation.
Okay. Okay. So okay, got you. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I don't want to keep too much time. But we'll go to the next recording.
All right, cool. Let's go to question three. We might get all six. Okay. Number three. If God told man to be fruitful and multiply, why must he wait at least 12 months, parentheses, since he has to wait until she is healed and ready to reproduce when he can go and reproduce with other women during that time period?
Okay, this is going to be a strong question too. I have two examples or two things to say, two answers to this. All right.
Hmm.
The first one is, okay. So what do you mean since he has to wait till she's healed already?
Because the doctor, once a woman gives birth, she has to she's not able, the doctor says, her vagina Could be, she had a cesarean section, a C-section. All of that has to take time to heal. You just can't get back out
Okay.
there and be like, let's go have sex again. Like, now you still have women, once they get their checkup, they'd be like, oh, doc's like, you're pregnant. Like, bro, what the heck were you doing? Like, did that not
Okay.
hurt?
Okay. I see what you're saying. Well, this is another thing that a lot of my viewers will disagree with me with. I'm just saying, I'm just giving you the answer that to the question. You're asking me the question, I'm answering. Okay. I don't want to give you a comfortable lie either. All right. I mean, honestly, this kind of shows that men aren't really designed to be with one woman. I mean, by nature, by nature,
Oh,
by nature. I mean, honestly, like, why are men still horny every day after he reproduced? Why is he still horny? Why is his body still telling him to reproduce? You know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, why don't, if men were designed to only have sex with the woman that he's having this one child a year with, why don't men just be horny one time a year, God? Now, I'm not downing God. I'm not questioning God and his creation. I'm just saying that, I mean, honestly, I mean, if we are designed to only be with one woman for the rest of our lives and literally only have one or two kids in our lives, why don't we just get horny one or two times? Or better yet, why don't we just get horny when we're having sex with our wife? It's a lot of things that I just question about life. I know I'm not supposed to be asking these questions, but
no,
I mean,
ask,
this is what to
man. You
me.
probably got people. You probably got people who think the same thing.
I mean, yeah. The second thing is, well, this is gonna sound crazy. This is like gonna sound crazy. But the only time I've ever heard that a man should wait 12 months or wait any amount of time was from women. Honestly, that's my personal thing. I've only heard women giving men time frames on sex. So it's like, I mean, a man can have sex. I mean, if his woman gives him permission. So I mean, it's not. I mean, there's no. I mean, I've never even
So,
seen. I haven't read the whole Bible, so I don't really know if there's a real time limit that God said. Do you have time
no,
limit
it's
in the
not.
Bible?
No, it's not.
Okay, I'm just.
No, it's what the doctors say. You got to realize, man, with the Bible, it's gonna get straight to the point. Some things it'll be like it'll be like, okay, can we speed this up? And other things, it's like you gotta use your imagination, right? Like fill
I
in
just didn't
the
see
blank.
doctor in the question. That's why
Say that again.
I didn't see doctor in the question because you said if God
No,
told man to be fruitful
oh
and
yeah, no,
multiply,
doctor's
why
not in the
must?
question.
Yeah, I didn't see doctor in the question. So that's why I was like, okay, is God saying this? Like, who's saying this?
He said it's gonna say
All right.
no, no. It's no. The woman's supposed to wait 2 months. And when you get married and you go to the doctor, the OBGYN appointments, that's what they're called, OBGYN appointments. You'll be able to see. But let me say this as well. As a man, that's gonna make you look irresponsible if you out here just reproducing with a whole bunch of women. Like at that point, it's like, bro, you not have penis control. How can you as a man purposely and financially be able to keep up with all of these women and all of these children? That's ridiculous.
I mean, there's drug dealers for a reason. I mean, that's why
Let me
women
go
like
on
drug
to the
dealers.
next
They got the
question.
bread, they got the weed, they got all this. I don't
Okay,
know.
but these drug dealers ain't like we listen. These new age drug dealers ain't like they used to be. I tell you that.
You know more about the hood than I do because I don't.
Which is why I was like, bro, I should have been born in either the late '60s or the '70s, because baby, I would have had a time. Would have had time. I would have been that. Would have been her. Okay, so let's go to number 4. Why was it back in the biblical days, whenever people had ancestral relationships, their kids didn't come out retarded? Now in this day and age, if you do the same thing, your kids will be wearing a helmet on the short bus.
I guess because during evolution, I may get kind of scientific with this, but
Go ahead, get
during
scientific.
the evolution of the human body, every generation gets weaker and weaker and weaker. Okay, every generation gets weaker. It's like back then, back in slavery days, and I'm not sure if you caught up to that recording, but people like Harriet Tubman walked all the way from Florida all the way to Canada barefoot and back. And these days, we need a car just to go down the street. Our body is different. Like our
You're
body was made.
lazy.
Yeah, we was much stronger back then. Because I'm thinking,
Joel
I'm looking at the map
Osteen.
of America. Let me tell you something. I've driven across the entire continent of North America. I drove to Canada. I've drove across 27 states. These states are huge. These countries are huge. And I'm trying to see people actually walked across this SHIT back then. I'm looking at the map. I was like, how the hell did like Christopher Columbus literally colonize states and there was no GPS back then? And he was just walking across it with his bare like how? Back then, our bodies are stronger. Our bodies can handle what's that word you use? Incest or all this. That's why nothing was wrong with that. But these days, shit, you go outside and without a jacket on, you get sick. It's like our back then our bodies was just made different. I'm guessing. I don't know.
Mhm. Oh gosh. All right, let's keep it going. Number 5. It used to be a time where folks from the hood would keep it real by not snitching and taking on their prison sentence. Now times have changed where the same street guys are out here being informants slash talking to the police. Why is that?
Okay, my question is, oh my gosh. So, what do you mean by keeping it real by not snitching?
By not snitching. Hey Glenn White. Hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in. All right. So by not snitching, basically, not snitching. Like, hey, I'm not gonna tell whose drugs these are. I'm not gonna tell who's whatever. I listen. I'm not gonna say
And,
nothing. I don't know
and
nothing. I don't see
what's so
nothing.
real about that?
You said what's so real about that? This is just a stigma in the hood. Like, okay, it just
Well,
like I
let me say
said.
something. Let me say something,
You
especially to
like
all
it
my
used to be some
viewers. I'm
people
not from the
people
hood,
would
so
say
I don't know
something.
how y'all do y'all traditions out there.
You said you don't know how we do our traditions, Lance. You're
I'm
ignorant.
not from the hood. I'm a non-hood black man, so that's the crazy thing about me. I don't know. Like, so my question is, okay, so if the police came into your house, and let's say I got arrested, but I didn't have the drugs. So you mean I'm keeping it real by lying to the police and going to prison for somebody else?
So let me ask you this question real quick, okay? So
Uh-huh.
you mentioned about not snitching in that regard, right? And yes, it doesn't make sense because in hindsight, it doesn't make sense. But let me ask you this question though. Remember many episodes back when you came on the podcast and I was talking about telling if you know for a fact somebody is cheating on a significant other and you and all the other men in the group were like, oh no, I'm not gonna say nothing. You could come back and get killed, this, that, and the third. That same mentality applies here, Lance. Even though you're not from the hood, you still
Okay.
use that same mentality, which is still is like, bro, it's still is wrong. You know something, you better say something. At what point do
Okay,
you say something?
but the thing is, okay, according to what I'm used to hearing, I'm so used to hearing, like, let's say if I'm getting in that situation, I go to prison for that person.
Okay. Or guess what? If you snitch, you and your family might end up dead. And isn't that aren't you afraid of like
Okay,
speeding up
okay.
your
Now I
time?
see where you're coming from. Now I see where you're coming
That's
from.
what I'm
Okay.
saying. You're afraid of speeding up your
Okay.
time. That's why you'll never
Yeah.
tell.
Okay, now I see
Yeah.
where you're coming from. The thing is, I'm so used to hearing people going to prison for somebody and they didn't do the crime, but they're in prison. Now, I thought you was talking about that situation.
Well, that too. It's either one. Like if
But okay, but the thing is, I'm gonna have two different answers now. That's
okay,
the
go
thing.
ahead. Give me each answer. Go ahead.
Now, when it comes to because you said taking on their prison sentence, that's what I came on. Because like if it was me, I got a damn life to live. I ain't going to prison for nobody. That's why I got no friends. Okay? Because let me say something. If you do something wrong, I'm not going to jail for you. Okay? I spent literally, I spent 20 years busting my ass to try to get to this point. I'm not just risking it just because I'm just trying to be a real homeboy. No. Okay, so that's gonna be something that I'm not gonna do. Okay. So I can tell you, if any of y'all want to be my friend, that's what I'm gonna do. All right. So don't bring no drugs or narcotics around me. Don't start no trouble around me. Like I said, I'm not from the hood. I don't know how hood people do. I don't know y'all culture. All right. So the other scenario, um now
So wait,
if I
hold
do
on.
know
So wait, I
somebody
got a
that's murdering
question.
somebody, Hey, how
I
you
got a
doing?
question. What's up?
Random
What's
thoughts.
up, Eric G? Eric G, he popped in last week. Thank you so much, brother. We just doing a recap of the questions that Lance missed. And thank you so much for popping in last week. Let me ask you this question though. Let me ask you this question though.
Uh-huh.
So you are not gonna go sit here and do a prison sentence for somebody, but and let's say you end up snitching, you end up getting killed, but you're still not gonna go and snitch on your homeboy who you know is doing his woman wrong because you're afraid of getting killed. Like either way, Lance, you
Okay.
still
Now, in that situation, it is a matter of life and death. So I do, and y'all can call me pussy if y'all want. I do care. I would take precautions with that because I know for a fact that even if I snitch on somebody, somebody can come kill me. So I'm gonna have to really think before I act on that particular part. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, in the first situation, if I warn my homeboy that listen, I will snitch on you. I'm going to warn him before I get myself into that situation. That's the first thing. Now the other thing is like you said, snitching on if my homeboy is cheating. Let's see, what is the scenario again?
no. Basically, the scenario is if you got a homeboy who's cheating. If you have a
Mm-hmm.
homeboy who's cheating, I think you answered that question. If you have a homeboy who's cheating and you know he's cheating, are you gonna say something to his old lady about it? And the second part, like I said, the other scenario is you got a homeboy you done did something with, right? I guess the thing what I'm trying to figure out is this: if you know you out there, you're doing some foul type of stuff, right? You're in crime. Why don't are you
Okay.
not gonna
Okay.
say
Yeah.
hey, if I
So
get
if it's my homeboy, I'm gonna actually have a direct conversation with him about that. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna warn him, I'm gonna tell all this stuff beforehand, so he won't be surprised if I do snitch, because I'm gonna warn him beforehand. Now, with the other situation that you was talking about a couple of episodes ago, was slightly different, right? First of all, you didn't even know this man, right? This man is in prison. So me on a personal level, I wouldn't say shit because first of all, I don't know this man. I don't know how dangerous this man is. I don't know if he's gonna put a grenade in my neighborhood and blow up everybody. Like
oh my god.
some people you don't
You
know how
watch
dangerous
too
they are.
much TV.
Okay, what I'm saying, Kendra, you need to understand. Yes, this happens on TV, but this stuff actually happened. I've actually witnessed things like this happening in person. So I'm just saying, a lot of this stuff actually happened. That's what I'm saying. You don't know this man. I don't know this man. If this random man is communicating to you, communicating with you through prison or a prison line, you don't know if he's connected to the cartel. You don't know, like, people got connections to people outside of prison.
I know
I
that.
mean,
That's true.
you have to know these people before you mess with them. Like, if this is my homeboy and he is doing something wrong, like I said, I'm gonna have a full conversation with him beforehand. I'm not affect any one of y'all that want to be my friend. I'm gonna have this long conversation with y'all. I'll be like, listen, don't put me in no trouble because I will snitch on you. Okay? I am the type of people in the black community they consider lame, boring. Oh, you are Uncle Tom. All these names been talking about me because I want to protect my life. And I gotta protect my children's life just like the same exact way.
Okay. Hey, there it is. All right, let's go to number 6, last one, and then we are out of here. And we finished all 6 within a great time span. So, what do you think makes a man responsible enough to lead a household?
Okay, this is gonna be another weird answer that nobody's gonna like, but I don't care. Um, the number 6, the answer to that is the thing that drives almost every woman's pussy up is being a good man, being a man who loves his woman, who is emotionally mature, who will bust his ass to provide for her, to protect her, to treat her like she's a queen. That that actually can think before he react, to think with his head instead of his dick.
Yeah.
That what makes a solid man that's actually responsible. Because the majority of these men out here, that's actually getting the pussy don't even know what the definition of responsible is. And sadly, that's the definition of the black man, sadly. But it is what it is. I know a lot of black people in the comments gonna hate me. I don't care.
You know what? Hey man, listen. One of my favorite adult cartoon shows is the Boondocks. You remind me of like Uncle Ruckus, and I love it. It's okay. We all need that. Like, Charleston White, he want to shout out to him because I know he watches the podcast. He's gonna be on it very soon. But he's like, he says, I don't like niggas, I don't like white people, I don't like dogs, I don't like cats. Like, so it's hey man. Equal opportunity. Well, listen, Lance, thank you so much for coming back to answer the Miss Random polling questions. I really appreciate you. Thank you to everybody who was in the comment section, um, making their selves known and being able for me to shout them out. I do appreciate y'all, and for the ones who are tuning in, who are just popping in, popping out, thank you guys as well. All
By the
right.
way, I can't see the comment section from my screen, but if you're in the comment section, I wasn't talking about you. Like the people who's on here right now, I wasn't talking about you because I went in my rant just now. So by the way, I wasn't talking about you.
All right, man. It's been great. Lance, thank you so much. Y'all tune in back next week. We're going to, next week, the month of January, it's about to get real religified, political. It's going to get heated and heavy, man.
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
Look, y'all be safe. Y'all be
All right.
blessed. And we are out.